However, by promoting devotion, divine love, a devotee experiences his presence just like fire. The example is that old style igniting fire. 2 pieces of wood are needed, and we don't see fire anywhere. But when we start rubbing them, fire comes out. Now, what does it imply? How will you rub? You are one piece of wood. The divine teaching coming from Guru is another piece of wood. Then we start rubbing. Om Nilambuja Shyamal Komalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panau Maha Sayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, who is very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, and he is carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Sri Ramcharitmanas in Bālakāṇḍa. We are moving towards Doha number 184. At this stage, you are listening to the story of the demons and their power and their glory. In a storyline, 3 demons are there: Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana. Vibhishana is sattva, demon who can slip from demoniac plane to divine plane, a slippery demon. Ravana is Rajas with 10 heads. Kumbhakarna is tamas. He continues to sleep, snore. And when he wakes up, only for a short time, he causes a lot of terror. All this is highly allegorical. In philosophical terms, all this relates to asuri sampat, demoniac wealth. And just to remind you, as Gita has enumerated them succinctly, dambha, first, dambha relates to hypocrisy. Darp, arrogance. Abhiman, conceit. Krodh, anger. Parushya, being harsh in your conduct. And the root behind all that is ignorance, ajnana. These 5 points are elaborated into the story of Ravana, and his immense demoniac power. He has become the ruler of 3 worlds in storyline, but in mystic line, the demoniac qualities dominate 3 planes in your personality. The physical plane of practical reality, plane of your feelings, and plane of your understanding. All 3 planes become vitiated. The ruler behind all that is ignorance, ajnana. And his favorite son is Meghnad. Meghnad is literally meaning the sound of cloud. Cloud here relates to Ashubha Vasanas, impure, subtle desires in your mind. They hover in your mind like a cloud. And every now and then shoots out Damini, lightning. All this very colorful description of the trouble that every soul suffers from. Let me go into the Ramayana. जिनके यह आचरण भवानी ते जानेहु निश्चर सब प्राणी. Those who bring these demoniac qualities in their life, which I have just enumerated, conceit, pride, harshness, violence. I don't have to enumerate them. The world is filled with it. News go on breaking on the screen constantly with demoniac news. All those people, all those souls that conduct in a demoniac manner, allowing these negative qualities to prosper, they are all to be known as Nishichar. Nishichar means those who like to move in darkness. They are more comfortable when there is dark night. That's why in a storyline, there are always stories where Bhima has to kill the animal, kill the demon, and he is reminded, don't let night come in. The demon will get immense power. And in a broad, simple way to understand, if you allow yourself to be dominated by ignorance, then that's the night. The demons in you will go on growing day by day. If you come into Satsanga and begin to dissipate your ignorance, remove your ignorance, the demons will have a hard time. So, now focusing on the storyline, अतिशय देखि धर्म कै ग्लानि परम सभीत धरा अकुलानि. The earth is known as Dhara and is allegorically viewed as mother. All souls evolving they have to be on the earth. Otherwise, their souls go into Vyarth. Vyarth means meaningless. Souls have no real purpose. Coming on the earth, to more simplified version, to have human embodiment. Remember the three great blessings for the soul. Manushyatvam, mumukshutvam, mahapurusha sansraya. To be a human being, that's a great blessedness. Because all animals are dominated by bhoga, karma bhoga. They can't do any purushartha, any self-effort. Just like as long as you are confined to hospitals, you can't be really doing things. But in human embodiment, you have that possibility. But then, how can you gain the goal of your life? Next point to understand, developing mumukshutva, aspiration for attaining the goal. And in order to attain the goal, come under spiritual guidance. Mahapurusha samshaya. Come into Satsanga atmosphere. All these three are the greatest blessings. So you should be very happy. See yourself in the mirror. If you recognize you are a human being, jump up and dance. This is a great blessing. And then turn your attention to another blessing. If you want to be truly happy, you want to develop spiritual qualities. You don't want to have naked face. You have to have rings, nose gear, crown. I'm joking. You should have Devi Sampat, divine qualities, eyes that can see wonderful things, ears that can hear divine, purposeful things of the world, and so forth. The taste that can enjoy Satsanga taste. Then you will see how wonderful you look. And then, Mahapurush Samshaya. Go to this source of all blessedness. Attain the goal. But with the increase of demoniac forces, so even though I have counted only 5 or 6 of those demoniac qualities, you must realize that in these days it's easy to understand. You have only 4 or 5 words in your head. Look into the Google. Each word can spill out thousands of information. Similarly, tamasic vrittis, one little vritti, describing it is simple little vritti. But it's like putting the the finger on a magic plate. And with each vritti, your whole mind brings a word of thousands of things. So these nishacharas, the demoniac spirits, move with thousands of army. And likewise, if you have divine qualities, they move with thousands of divine forces. And here you are bringing the same context that Gita has mentioned. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever there is decline of virtue and a rise of demoniac qualities, vices, paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha duskritam, for saving those who are following the righteous path and for removing the demoniac forces, dharma sansthapanarthaya, for establishing the rule of dharma. I, referring to God, Krishna says to Arjuna, I enter into embodiment as avatara from age to age. Giri sari sindhu bhara nahi mohi, jas mohi garva eka paradrohi. The earth, in allegorical way, the very spirit of the earth planet, the mother earth, known as Dhara. Dha is dharma. Ra, that protects dharma. Your dharma, your mystical potency is to attain God realization. And in order to do that, you have to be supported by the earth, literally. Giri siris sindhu bhara nahi mohi, jasa mohi garva eka paradrohi. Earth planet, the mother earth, is expressing her grief, her problem, her headache. I bear the burden of mountains, rivers, oceans, but all that burden is not burden for me. But one person in whose heart has developed demoniac quality, that person becomes a mighty burden for me. And this defines the burden that is caused by any person who is paradrohi, who views the world as other than himself. And therefore, this is the presentation of duality, living with the spirit of duality. I am separate from people around. And all I have to do is to make myself happy, wealthy, go after three eshanas, putreshana, vitteshana, lokeshana, having good family, having lot of wealth, and having lot of popularity. That's what everyone wants to develop these. At the same time, the mind goes on building, oh, my dear and dear ones are comfortable, let others go to hell. This type of attitude is demoniac. You are not going to lead yourself to real happiness. On the other hand, if the spirit of Maitri develops in your heart, that all are in divine creation, all this is one family, Vishwabandhutva. As a soul, you have gone into countless families. You could figure out all those families and how they are scattered all over the world. And you really love your family. And your heart must go towards all. Vishwabandhutva. And if that type of understanding develops, that's called sanmati, then you are a source of joy for the earth planet. Sakala dharma dekhai viparita, kahi na sakai Ravana bhaya bhita. Now the earth planet, the deity of the earth goddess, terrified by Ravana, sees everything that is of dharmic nature, of virtuous type, has gone into a kind of decay, gone astray. Dhenu roop dhari hridaya vichari, kai taha jah sura muni jari. Mother Earth, taking the form of a cow, approached the ashram where there were many sages hiding. Again, another point, all these are allegorical. Being on the earth, that's your basic blessedness. But that blessedness becomes much more profound when you have nourishment from the Upanishads. Upanishads are the cows. So the earth becomes now cow. It's the source of Upanishadic knowledge. And in storyline, assuming the form of a cow, Mother Earth goes to where sages and saints were hiding. Hiding means they're not easy to find. Naranam sahasreshu. There are thousands of people. Among them, you can find one or two real aspirants. Among thousands of aspirants, you can find one or two who are really progressive, and so forth. So that's how the sages hide. निज संताप सुनाय सिरोई, काहूं ते कछु काज न होई. Now I will focus more on this storyline. The earth goddess in the form of the cow shed tears before all the assembly of sages. And they became dumb. What can they do? They don't know what to do. However, they decided to go to Brahmaloka, Brahma the creator. Suramuni Gandharva Milikari Sarva Gevi Ranchike Loka संग गो तनुधारी भूमि विचारी परम विकल भय शोका ब्रह्मा सब जाना मन अनुमाना मोर कछु न बसाही जा करी मैं तै दासी सो अविनाशी हमरे उतोर सहाई. Gods, sages, Gandharvas, these are all advanced spirits, all together along with the mother cow. They went to the loka of Brahmaloka. Let me also make you understand. Brahmaloka, Brahma, is the climax of pravritti. Pravritti means sakamya. So in all Brahma's creation, wherever you place yourself in the Brahma's creation, you will not be liberated, but you will be given possibility for your self-effort. So therefore, even Brahma does not have the resolution. Brahma has to come to Vishnu. So while in the story, it seems like it's Brahma's problem. And it is to understand the Brahmaloka, the entire world of Brahma, that has many stages, many planes of amazing happiness and power. Human happiness of power is very little. Taittiriya Upanishad gives you whole gradation. Even all that power and happiness does not lead you to liberation. Still you will be haunted by Ravana. So Brahma himself, the entire spirit, the deity behind the whole world, the whole creative movement, now approaches Vishnu, who is the source of divine qualities, virtues, who opens the door to bhakti, devotion. Once devotion has started, liberation will come automatically. Brahmaji, seeing them all gather before him, he knew that it was not within his power to resolve the problem. Because whole Brahma's role is to let the soul move according to their karmas. Dharani dharahi manadhir kahaviranchi harapad sira sumiru janat janaki peer prabhu bhanji daruna vipati. Brahmaji said, O Mother Earth, be patient. Invoke Lord Hari. Worship the feet of Lord Hari. He knows the pain and sufferings of his devotees. Surely he will destroy all your problems. So that was ultimately Brahma's word given to all, that turn to Lord Hari. It is not in my power to help you. That's Brahma's. Turn to Lord Hari. Simple message. Nowhere in Brahma's creation you have the goal. But Brahma's creation is preparatory. It is a blessing for you. बैठे सुर सब करहि विचारा कहाँ पाइए प्रभु करिए पुकारा पुर वैकुंठ जान कह कोई को कह पाय निज बस प्रभु सोई. Now all the gods and the earth, Mother Earth, and all of them, they sat down and began to work out where can we find the Lord Hari. What's the geographical map? Where is he? And different views started emerging from them. Some said, let's go to Vaikuntha Loka. Others said, oh no, he lives in Kshir Sagar. Prepare your dunking kind of garb for diving. I'm joking. Lord Shiva says to Parvati that I was also in their midst. And I said, Jaake hriday bhagati jasi preeti, prabhutah pragat sada tahi reeti. Lord Hari abides in every heart and expresses himself according to the degree of your devotion and your love. So you got to figure out the degrees. Hari vyapak sarvatra samana, prem se pragat ho hi main jana. Lord Hari is all permeating self. He is homogeneously present in all that exists. Just like you put salt into water, and water becomes salty. That's an example for being homogeneous. No matter which way you take the water, from up, from down, salt is everywhere. God is not salt, don't think of that. The divine self is all permeating, the absolute reality. So don't develop that type of mental stress. When will I have time to go to Benares? When will I get to Badri Kedar? And so forth. At the same time, I'm not discouraging. You are led by God's plan. So according to His will, He provides you with opportunity for satsanga, for going to pilgrimage and so forth. But He is everywhere. And He can provide the best of pilgrimage right in your bathtub. Manchanga the katvat me Ganga. Otherwise, you can go into actual Ganga and meet a crocodile. I'm not discouraging for good. अग जगमय सब रहित विरागी, प्रेम ते प्रभु प्रगटै जिमि आगी. That Prabhu, the Lord Hari, permeating all, He is completely untouched by all. However, by promoting devotion, divine love, a devotee experiences His presence just like fire. The example is that old style igniting fire. 2 pieces of wood are needed. And we don't see fire anywhere. But when we start rubbing them, fire comes out. Now, what does it imply? How do you rub? You are one piece of wood. The divine teaching coming from Guru is another piece of wood. And we start rubbing. the fire emerges. You don't have to go anywhere. मोर बचन सबके मन माना, साधु साधु करि ब्रह्म बखाना. All the assembly of gods and sages, they appreciated my instruction, my advice. I said, sadhu, sadhu. So it's a wonderful advice. Sunai viranchi mana harashatan, pulakinayanan bahanir, astuti karat jorikar, savadhana matidhir. Hearing the words of Lord Shiva, Brahmaji was exceedingly joyous. His whole body began to experience divine thrill. Tears began to flow through his eyes. He has 4 heads and there are 8 eyes, you see. And the tears began to flow. I'm giving an allegorical. The idea behind it, in Brahma's creation, where your tears flow from your eyes on the basis of petty things of this world. But you find it something perplexing. People come to Satsanga and tears are coming fast from the eyes. And it's not tears of sorrow, but tears of joy. Same Brahma's creation, where all the tears are full of trouble, salt. Sweet tears begin to flow. When that happens, Brahma is shedding tears. Now let's go into the Stuti of Brahma, Brahma's prayer. Ramayana contains various prayers and they are most powerful literature of divine prayer. Jai Jai Suranayak Jana Sukhadayak Pranatapala Bhagavanta Godvija Hitakari Jai Asurari Sindhu Suta Priyakanta Palana Suradharani Adbhuta Karani Maramana Janai Koi Jo Sahaj Kripala Deen Dayala Karau Anugraha Soi. O Lord of all gods, giver of delight to those who are your devotees, protector of those who have taken refuge in you, glory to you, glory to you. O doer of good to cows and Brahmins. You can take it literally, or you will understand cows are all the Upanishadic knowledge. Brahmins are all spiritual teachers. You are the destroyer of demoniac forces. And you are the Lord of Goddess Lakshmi. Goddess Lakshmi is the entire process of Davi Sampat, all the divine qualities. And all these divine qualities bring you to love God. So Lakshmi Devi within you is constantly loving Vishnu. Glory to you. You who are the support of gods and the Mother Earth. Your Leela, your sport is amazing. No one really knows the subtle knowledge about your sport. By nature, you are showerer of grace, and especially doer of good to those who are poor. But poor here refers in a mystic way, not because of not having money. Poor is one who understands no one is my support, because the whole world is anityam, transient. Not even your bones, not even your head. Nothing exists, nothing belongs to me. When you complain like that, you are poor. And the reward then of that poverty, you become God's, related to God's love. And ultimately, whoever loves God becomes one with God. Lali mere lal ki jis dekhaun tit lal. First to start seeing divine love everywhere. But then you become a part of that love. God himself alone exists. Jai Jai Avinasi Sab Ghatavasi Vyapaka Paramananda Avigata Gotitam Charita Punitam Maya Rahita Mukunda Jahilagi Viragi Atyanuragi Vigata Moha Muni Vrinda Nishivasara Javahi Guna Gana Gavahi Jayati Satchidananda. O Lord, Lord who is Avinashi, indestructible, imperishable, who abides in the heart of all, is Antaryami, dwelling within your heart. He is the knower of all. Sarvavyapak, all permeating, of the nature of absolute joy, not within the reach of mind, intellect, and senses, beyond the senses, and who is the embodiment of purity, pavitra, absolute purity, beyond Maya, who is known as Mukunda, the bestower of moksha, liberation. Glory to you. All this world, the three planes have emerged from you, and you are completely untouched by them. For easy understanding. All the illuminations have emerged from the sun. Countless illuminations. The sun is absolutely detached from them. Not believe me, ask the sun. Those wise souls that have become detached from the world and have become free of the clutches of moha, delusion, who have become your devotee, who meditate upon you day and night, and they sing about your attributes, glorious qualities. To that Lord Hari, Satchidananda, my adorations. Glory, glory to Satchidananda. Yehi srishti upayi trividha banayi sanga sahayana duja so karau aghari chinta hamari janiye bhagati na puja jo bhava bhaya bhanjan muni man ranjan ganjan pipati baruta मन बच क्रम बानी छाड़ी सयानी शरण सकल सुर जूथा. That Lord Hari, we are referring to, not ordinary person, absolute Brahman, described as Lord Hari. Lord Hari is an expression of Brahman as Vishnu, but Vishnu is a Saguna form. The reality behind Vishnu is Brahman. When you adopt any Saguna mantra, you meditate on the form, but there are three stages in your meditative movement. Sagun Sakar, Sagun Nirakar, Nirgun Nirakar. Nirgun Nirakar means no attributes, no form. How can your mind describe it? You have to simply let go. Nirgun Nirakar. That's real God, Brahman. It is that Brahman whom you worship through your Sagun Sakar as Vishnu, as Shiva, as Ganesha, as whomsoever, as Krishna, as Rama. So that Brahman, who without the help of anyone, is Advaita, doesn't need anyone's help, who has expressed in the form of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, Trividha Banai, three expressions. Brahma to create, Vishnu to sustain, Shiva to destroy. And all these three movements go on day by day in every object. A tree is being sustained. While it's being sustained, first Brahma has created it, and a creative movement goes on in the tree. Secondly, it is being sustained. Thirdly, leaves after leaves fall, cells decay, new things come up. So all the three movements go on all the time. And yet all this goes on, and yet all this happens in Maya, cosmic illusion. O Lord, we do not know bhakti, devotion. We don't know worship. Now don't make the interpretation that you don't have bhakti and no devotion, no worship. Message behind it, no matter how much bhakti you have and how much worship you do, don't express it on the basis of your ego. All your puja, etc., is effective when your ego bows down, when there is self-effacement. So when God appears before you, you shouldn't scold him. I have done millions of mantras. Where were you? In a story, right? Demons do that. Brahma appears after their austerity, and the demon scolds him. In sattvic worship, you never view you have done enough puja. Sharada Shruti Shesha Rishaya Ashesha जा कहूँ को नहीं जाना यही दीन पियारे वेद पुकारे द्रवसो श्री भगवाना भववारिधि मंदर सब विधि सुंदर गुण मंदिर सुख पुंजा मुनि सिद्ध सकल सुर परम भयातुर नमत नाथ पद कंजा. Goddess Saraswati, Vedas, Sheshnag, the cosmic spirit that holds the entire universe, all the rishis, They do not know you. Again, that again doesn't mean that they are all unenlightened. They don't know you means that there's no intellectual knowledge. God is not known like the things are known in the world. Even the greatest of sages cannot say, we know God. And for whom the dear ones are those who are deen. Deen means poor. And I've explained to you. And the Vedas constantly adore you. May that Lord shower His grace on me, on us. God who is like Mandarachala mountain in churning the ocean. The description simply means that even though you are in a very churning situation, and yet if you have faith in God, you are protected by Mandarachala mountain. The same churning ocean doesn't churn in vain, brings out nectar. Every adversity is a kind of churning ocean. If you have faith in God, as adversity subsides, you realize that you have found some profound nectar from that austerity. All the sages, gods, have approached you, O Lord, agitated by the demoniac force, Ravana. Jani sabhay suram bhumi masuni, Jani sabhay sur bhumi, suni vachan sahe samet sane, gagan gira gambhir bhai, harani sok sande. Seeing God's Mother Earth and Brahma and all people in the state of a kind of fear, terror, proceeding from Ravana, in order to relieve them of their grief and their confusion, a celestial voice rang up, Akashvani, and will keep you in suspense. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.